In part 2, we're going to learn how to create a shape by tracing an image, and we're going to learn the basics of filled shapes. ShapeMaker uses the current layer as its background. The opacity slider controls how much of the background is visible. The Fit Background button synchronizes the shape with the background. If the button is turned off, the lines and the background will not synchronize. The Fit Background button should always be on when you're tracing. The Zoom button can be used two ways. Clicking the Zoom button will magnify the image by 2. Holding down the Shift key and clicking the Zoom button will magnify the image by 4. To navigate, hold down the Alt key, left click, and drag your image. In order to make tracing easier, we're going to turn off the Link button and the Snap. Both buttons are ideal for geometry, but not ideal for tracing an image. Now let's start tracing the kitty cat. We'll zoom in and begin tracing the outline. My tool of choice is the cubic Bezier. The cubic Bezier gives you the most flexibility in terms of curves and angles. Adjust the opacity slider at will in order to better see the lines or better see the background, or in order to preview the shape. The cubic Bezier gives you complete control over the subtle nuances in the lines of a shape. Adjust the handles in order to get the lines exactly where you need them. In order to create a successfully filled shape, you must start out with an outline. This outline becomes the silhouette. Any shapes created within the silhouette become empty. Any shapes created within the empty region become filled. Turn on the Close Shape button in the upper right. This is the best way to ensure a completely closed shape. In order to add lines of detail like the kitten's chin, turn off the Close Loop button. Before we save our progress, let's give the shape a name. Select Save Project under the Files menu to save your progress. Select Save PDN Shape under the Files menu. This will save the shape in a file format that Paint.net can read. Ideally, you would want to save the shape in the Paint.net Shapes folder. If you don't have access to the Shapes folder, then save the shape in a different folder and copy it into the Shapes folder. You must restart Paint.net so it can load your shape. Select your shape from the Shape Type drop-down in the Custom section and drag your shape across the screen. Set the fill mode to Draw Filled Shape or Draw Filled Shape with Outline. Notice how the chin line has been rendered like a closed shape. In order to fix this, we must first understand how shapes are filled. Windows fills a shape from the outside in. It continues filling until it finds the next border. If you choose Export as Solid Fill from the File menu, Windows will only use the outer border to fill the shape. If the inner border is incomplete, Windows creates a border between the starting and the ending point of the incomplete shape. By selecting Clone Path in the Edit menu, a second border is added to the shape. It will now appear as a line and not an empty shape. Let's try this on the kitty cat. Now let's finish our cat. We can load our project from the File menu and continue where we left off. Remember that holding down the control menu and clicking on a nub or a handle makes the nubs and handles disappear, and you can view your shape without obstructions. Unless you are using the Export as Solid Shape option. Shapes are solid. Shapes within a shape are empty. Shapes within a shape are solid.